My name is VanWingerden, and I'm the Director of Client Services at USC Upstate in their Information Technology and Services Department. I do a lot of various digital writing, from emails, one-on-one communication in emails, to mass communication in digital signs or emails or website, and have even done other random technical writing for magazines or presentations or whatever that might be. One of the tasks we're working on right now is marketing different services that ITS provides with different marketing campaigns, so from emails to the student body or to the faculty and staff, to digital signage. That would be, folks walking by and how are those messages different, and to web, where you need to get more into the granular level, where it's not the smallest amount of data, like a digital signage thing, and it's not quite as small as an email, but it's a little more in depth than both of those. My response to that would be that it's all communication with another individual. So whether it's writing a newspaper article or reading a magazine or writing something in an email or digital signage, it's still trying to capture the audience and trying to convey that message. So no matter where you're writing, whether it's a digital age or traditional age, it's still that way. Now we still print off posters and stuff like that. That would it's been replaced by a digital sign. So there's the poster versus digital signage type thing. Anywhere from, again, the internet to writing in blogs or writing on web pages and producing that content, to email and producing the emails, Word and PowerPoint. A lot of people don't even think of PowerPoint writing in a digital context, but that's where you're writing. It's not the breadth of your writing, it's the effectiveness of your writing at that point. Again, digital signs, I've touched on those quite a bit here, but probably one of the most used tools that I use is Microsoft Outlook. Composing emails each day, and whether that's replying or sending, and to one person or to several thousand people. The job follows me wherever I'm at, because I've got it on my phone, I've got it on my computer, I've got it on my iPad, I've got it wherever I'm at. So as the digital mediums to communicate are expanding and becoming more digitalized than traditionalized, I can do it wherever, whenever I want to. That's probably the biggest change, I would say. Adapting is learning how to apply the concepts. If you can learn how to apply concepts for specific tools or specific methods, then the tool doesn't matter. Whether it's in Outlook or it's in Gmail or wherever it's at, if you can understand how to communicate with people and where people's eyes go when you're communicating to them on a web page, it doesn't matter the tool or the CMS you're using. So being aware of the tools is always good, but understanding how to apply your knowledge of people and of your communication to that tool or whatever you're using. The changes that I would see happening is going to be less of reading and more visual. It's already happening. You go to websites, it's all video content, it's all flashing stuff coming at you. How do you know what's good, is worth your time to watch versus not worth your time? Well, it's the same for reading. When you go to a web page, you decide to read an article or not read it. It's just learning how to decipher and getting those cues from the front. The website's important because our goal at first was getting people coming to the help desk and coming to our department to get help. But now that they're coming to us, now it's how do we get them to use the website and use other tools where they can get self-help, where they can get the help themselves without having to wait on us, whether it's them calling or them emailing or stopping in. So if they can go and get help on their own, they can get help right now. So as we roll out our website, we're actually in the middle of a redesign from a organizational structure focused to a service-based structure. You come and you need to get help with product X. Well, you don't need to go and figure out which department has X and then go into that department and keep going under. You just go and you say, oh, here's X, and I'm going to look at it, I'm going to get tutorials, and I'm going to see videos, and I'm going to understand why I want to use it. And the product will essentially be sold without any money being exchanged, typically, to that individual. That's a great question. Without a good purpose in structuring how you're going to do social media as business, I don't think it's effective. for me, because we're within a bigger organization, we're part of USC Upstate, for me to try and get a bunch of Twitter and Facebook followers, I'm going to be spinning my wheels and wasting my time. Because I can just go to the main university page where a lot of people are following that and just have content posted there. A good example of this is the University of Oregon. Their IT help desk or IT Twitter page has about 60 followers. Okay, 60 of them, that's it. Their main one has 25,000 followers. So that's kind of their main university one has that many. So it's kind of picking and choosing, do I want to focus my time and effort on making support and services in my business better, or do I want to focus on getting followers? Now, not all people have that luxury of being part of a parent company. So if I'm not a parent company and I can get a following, yes, then it can be very effective, because you've got a tribe, you have people who want to be following, who want to listen to your message. So that it's providing relevant and timely information, and then the relationships you build. We use something that's called Google Analytics. So we can see, okay, are people going to the pages? If they're not, what pages they're visiting, can we move it around so then they'll start visiting it more? What about this ad at the top of the page? Are people clicking on it? Are they going to see this service? How are they using it? So Google Analytics have been very helpful as we've redesigned that page to say, this service down here in this bottom corner, a lot of people are going to, so can we move it up to the upper left corner? And that's where everybody's eyes go first. They go to the upper left and they kind of go down on a diagonal. So can we get it in the hot spot, because that's where people want to see it? Or if we have a new service coming out, let's put it up here so then everybody sees it. So we've been able to start to make some tweaks like that, and really measure the results, especially as we start emailing communications and some of that. Big advantages are you can communicate with a lot of people very fast for very cheap. I can craft an email in a matter of minutes and send it out to all of campus. That's 5,500 students and then another 1,000 faculty and staff. About 6,500 people. In a matter of minutes, I can craft something and have it sent to them. It costs me nothing at that point, besides a couple minutes of my time and the time of the people reading it. So it allows me to communicate much more broadly. However, the backside of that is now, how do you decipher what's spam and not spam? How do you craft your message so people just don't delete it and they actually read what you're trying to convey? We had an outage earlier, about a week ago now, that was causing some service interruptions for some of the services we provide. Within a matter of minutes, we could have a message crafted, professional message, professional sounding, could have it proofread back to somebody, and they could have it sent out within a matter of 5 minutes, so then now the whole campus has it. Or if I was to go and visit individual departments, even just to talk to the administrative assistants, that's going to take me all day just to hit each of the administrative assistants, where in a matter of minutes they could have it. Sure, that's a good question. I think the problem that a lot of college graduates focus on is one tool. How do I master this one tool? In some industries, that's wise. Photoshop. Yeah, it's going to be wise to master Photoshop because there's not a bunch of other alternatives besides Photoshop. When you start talking about PC versus Mac, Google versus Microsoft, this tool versus that tool. They both do the same thing, so mastering the tool isn't necessarily what's necessary, it's mastering the concepts of how to apply that tool. So where do people's eyes go when they go to a web page? When I read an email, what is the most important part of that email? Well, it doesn't matter what tool I'm using to create emails to send out to a mass audience, it's how to apply the concepts to know what I need to make sure is the best piece on that email. So when they read that, they're going to want to continue to read. Or they go to a web page, they're seeing the most critical information that I wanted to see first and working my way down. If you have a website and there's no action items on, some websites are okay like that, but if you're trying to sell something and there's no pull to action or call to action, your website's useless. It doesn't matter what tool you use, even if you are a master at that tool. You didn't use the concepts of how to get people and understand that. How people read and understand and look at media. One thing to understand as you go out into the workforce or wherever you're at would be to understand that not everything works 100% all the time. There are going to be times where you're going to have to improvise and figure out new ways to accomplish things, because you may lose the tool, you may lose your internet connection, you may lose, Google goes down from time to time, or Wikipedia went down for a while, or whatever it might be. You're going to lose that at some point. So how do you continue working and being productive even without that tool? Sure, your whole business may not rest on that, but still you're going to need to understand how to be effective without some of your tools that are your bread and butter.